Hey, DM Dango here with another review from the DM's Guild. This time we're looking at Monsters of the Guild, an incredibly ambitious product bringing together some of the greatest minds from the Guild itself, a collaborative process that produced over 100 different monsters in an all told 160 pages. Look forward to it. Monsters of the Guild. What are you getting in this 160-page behemoth? Well, you're getting 100 plus monsters from 40 different creators. 40 plus creators of the best creators on the Dungeon Masters Guild. All of these people have, at least the vast majority of them, have published different adventures out there. They have published like Electrum and Gold bestsellers on the DM's Guild. They are, without a doubt, some of the best creators out there. And so you're getting an incredible product for an incredible price. If you just want the PDF, you're talking $20, so $19.99. Or, well, if you missed the sale, because there are a few up there right now. And currently, this is an Electrum bestseller at the time of writing, at the time of recording. I suspect it will hit gold very quickly. So, the monsters within, what each monster has in it that kind of, I feel, separates it from some of the monster names. Each one comes with a section of lore to say how this character was grounded in a world they're designing. Now, all the ones that have adventures linked to them have in their blocks say, where did this one come from? So, for instance, the Ice Elemental comes from Winter Yonderland by JVC Parry. And it is nice to know that if I read all of this and I want to know more about it, or I really like this monster and its concept, how was it used in an adventure? And I can go look that up. I can go to the adventure, go to the DM's Guild to download the adventure and have a look to see how it's set up. There's some really interesting ones in here. The Empty Sack is a beautifully interesting designed thing. It attaches to a creature and it pulls itself towards them as close as it can to almost be a second skin, and then creates a kind of parasitic type, taking over that creature and rendering itself kind of invisible, as it were, allowing itself to move that creature as if it were its own. It is an interesting concept, and I would love to see how it plays out in the adventure it comes from. In addition to that, each creature feels like its challenge ratings are well balanced within the confines that they are. So for instance, in the case of the Ooze Dragon, a challenge rating 20 for this dragon that can split in the same way that an ooze can, is incredibly well done. It feels right. It feels like this is balanced. Like, yeah, that's about right for this kind of dangerous creature. And all of them feel like that. All of them feel like this is a well done, well constructed creature. There isn't a lot of, well, this feels a bit dumb. This feels like you were trying to fill up the space. No, every creature in here feels interesting in some way. Now, some of them are ports from earlier editions of D&D. Like the Baphomet's minions are ports from earlier D&D. Some of the kobolds are from earlier editions. But none of them have so far made it to 5th edition, which is why it's nice to see here. It's nice to have those options, and that options are very beyond compare. Everything in here, you will find something for your game, no matter what type of game you are playing. If you're playing a Cthulhian, Lovecraftian style adventure, there's monsters in here for you. There's the creature that walks the jungle at night, which is this eldritch horror that controls plants. And it comes from one of the very first adventures I ever reviewed. It walks the jungle at night. And each of these monsters is like that. And there are other ones. So there are monsters like classic dragons, the ooze dragons and the gem dragons. And I know that Matt Colville is doing some gem dragons, but these feel really well fleshed out already. And there are a lot of other ones as well. There are some really good ones that when I saw them, I wrote them down immediately because I went, ooh, that'll be great for a story later on. The Edokas, which is what happens when a powerful warlock breaks his patrons, like Oath. What happens when they break that kind of pact? Well, the Edokas is kind of like that power. And the imagery that's evoked with it is wonderful. It gives you the idea of what this thing can look like. Now, each of these also comes with art included with it to kind of give you a better idea of what these things look like. It's why it's 160 pages, because every single one includes art. And the art is fantastic to evoke that extra bit of polish as well. Now, I will admit that it's not at the same quality level of stuff that's in the monster manual, but that kind of doesn't matter, because when you're talking about the price of a monster manual versus the price of this, it doesn't compare in the same way. This is $19.99 on the DM's Guild for 100+ monsters, all of which have stories attached to them of some kind. And that's hard to kind of beat at that kind of price point. If you're ever talking about the same level of like full color illustrations that you get in the monster manual, you're talking 3, maybe even 4 times the price, and it would get too cost prohibitive. What they've done here is incredible, and it should be lauded. Every creator in here and the organizer should be applauded for their efforts. Now, finally, my rating. I can't give this anything less than a 5. It would be wrong of me from every possible level. The monsters included are interesting, unique, and different in so many ways that even if you were only to take a handful, say a dozen, you would be getting your money's worth, and then some. So, that is my big old love letter to Monsters of the Guild, and my review, if you want to call it that. I could have gone into every single monster individually, but then this video would be probably an hour and a half long, and I don't think anyone wants that. So, thank you. Please remember to like and subscribe on my video. I will endeavor to answer any comments you have on this. If you want to talk to me about any of the monsters included, if you want to say, well, I like this one, what did you think of this one? I'm more than happy to kind of go through the comments. I always answer every single comment, or at least leave a like. I try to answer any questions that get posted there. So, thank you. Peace out.